face. I'm on my way home. I had to have an adult beverage. I shouldn't have said that on here, huh? Talking about being encouraged. That is not my encouragement of the day. Man, about to tackle Dorchester Road. But it's like 3 things I had to come on here for today, and it's been a huge learning experience for me. The TT, yeah, he normally call me a monster. He was like, "Oh, it's a monster. It's the TT." I'm like, "Wait a minute, you calling me a monster?" But hey Maxton, my honey buns, get out of my house. But the first thing that I want to address is not I guess in a sense not answering the call that God has on your life, or if you do something God has called you to do, dumbing it down because of the lack of understanding from others or the lack of support. You know, it's easy to do what we want to do, but it's harder to do what, hey Rosh, it's harder to do what God wants us to do, especially when half the time it don't make sense to us. So I think that what the enemy does is he tries to get us discouraged in doing what we're supposed to do, you know, discouraged in our well-doing, to make us weary, so that we in turn fail at what it is that our actual genuine purpose was actually for. You know, so, you know, don't allow outside chatter to distract you and make you feel like you have to play it down, like I'm not doing nothing. No, you're serving the kingdom. And I take this from a young lady that I consider as family. You know, I call her my niece. And she's very young and hungry for God. And at her age, what is the children's policy at the shop? You mean at my church? Sorry, y'all. But for her to be as hungry as she is at her age, you know, there's not a lot of teens to young adults that are the way she is. So therefore I know that she's special, you know, in that sense. And she's done some things, you know. I got a whole book in my computer that I haven't let see the light of an editor, publisher, or nothing. This young lady has written, and dude, you gonna turn on the sidewalk? You gonna turn in the exit? Are you drunk? I'm sorry. Oh God, what's going on? But she's written and published a book. I've dabbled and dabbled in t-shirts. She's currently selling t-shirts, you know, so she can't take it lightly. You know, that's a gift that God gave her, and she's done well. So you have these people that are naysayers or that are jealous or have something negative to say, and what I see is a person say, I don't understand why people are like this when I'm just doing XYZ. This don't even matter. What matters is, you know, yeah, you got the right ideal of what matters as far as helping people, but what you did matters. God would never gave you the idea if it didn't matter. So I don't want us to get caught in cursing ourselves with our words because of how other people think or feel, you know. If God put in you to make hats, make them hats, and they matter, because you know why? Because everybody that wear that hat is probably going to receive something that they need from the Lord. So you can't dumb down your talent because people mad they can't do it or they don't understand. It's like, shake that off and worry about the people that you are called to help, who you're assigned to. Number one. Number two, this thing of you know, people, I've been this person. I'm gonna stick by to myself. I don't need this and I don't need that. Or people saying, I know y'all probably done heard people say, God put me in isolation. If he's with you and would never leave you nor forsake you, why would he put you in isolation? Do he want us to have quiet time with ourselves? Surely. Do he want us to have downtime and listen to him? Surely. But that's not isolation, where you cut yourself off from society as you deal with things that you're going through. There's always somebody there to help you, and there's nothing wrong with having help from people. So I just want, to encourage people that when you feel like you just want to be alone, be by yourself, that's a road to depression, man. Don't isolate yourself, because God is not isolating you. He's not isolating you. Yeah, he might pull you to the side and get some things going on in your mind and your heart, but he's not going to take you out of the way of people that could help you. That's like saying he's not going to put nobody in your path to help you. And in turn, as a friend or a family member, if you have somebody who's claiming to be isolated, don't just let them be isolated. Go for them. Whether you going to God in private for them or whether you going to them literally, don't just let them stay in their isolation. No matter what they say, I'm going to be all right, I'm going to get out of this. No, I'm going to yank you out of it. That's your mentality with your friends and your loved ones. I'm not going to let you lay here in whatever you in and just take it. You might be used to this before, but I'm not going to allow you to do this now, not while I'm here. So that's the next thing. Third thing, don't allow the enemy in your head to cause you to drop the ball on somebody that needs you, and I say this because I just literally learned today and really truly got to understand how me pulling away from somebody literally almost cost this person their life. We don't think that I guess we make a difference or we are important to people. But for me, I value the people whose lives I'm in, and I'm always there to really, help, uplift, and encourage you. I don't want to hurt you by any means. I'm never intentionally going to hurt somebody because that's just not in my character. But for somebody to tell me that my actions, y'all, I'm sorry, these people in Charleston cannot drive. I'm like, dude, you need to turn in your license. You're like 89. But to have somebody that I felt like I was there for in a major way to tell me that when I chose to walk out their life, they wanted to end theirs. And I know it was because the enemy was in my head at the time, the enemy was in her head at the time, and we both, me trying to help her, I'm taking on her warfare. When we decide, or when God sends people in our life and we're helping them, 9 times out of 10, the attack gonna come because the enemy don't want you to help that person. But the fact that we were dealing with some serious stuff, I think the attack was strong on both of us. And in my mind, I'm still here for you, but I'm going to change this aspect of things. I'm here. All you got to do is call me. I felt like she knew that, but come to find out she didn't. And her reaction to that is something that, had she gone through with where the enemy was trying to take her, I probably wouldn't be here today. I would have curled up and died somewhere to know that my actions cost somebody their life. So don't abort or abandon something because the enemy sitting there telling you like, yeah, just leave it alone. You ain't got nothing to do with this, or because you're tired of dealing with it, or whatever the case may be. Like, you never know how hard somebody got it until something awful happened. I knew the whole situation with this person. At least I thought I did. I had no idea one action of mine. I didn't walk away from her. I let her know, I'm here for you. You can call me. But one action that I did caused this woman to reach a place where basically I pushed her off the cliff. I almost pushed her off the cliff. So I think it's important that we don't abandon our assignments ahead of schedule. You know, we hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm on assignment. But excuse me, y'all, it's very important not to abandon your assignment. Your assignment is your assignment for a reason. When you get an assignment in school, your assignment is taken, and then you get a test. After you've done that assignment, your test comes. So I failed my test, and I'm humble enough to admit that, you know. But I didn't know how royally I failed that test until today. So in having said all that, I'm going to do better and to make sure that I finish out any assignment that God puts me on. Because if he didn't think you were equipped for that assignment, he wouldn't even place it before you. He'd give you something else to do. You know, so number one, keep your faith up. Number two, don't let others discourage you from doing what God has called you to do. Number three, check on your friends that say they isolated, they pulling back, they just need time for themselves, they want to be alone. And number four, don't abort your assignment, because that can be detrimental to somebody's life. And that's all I got to say today, baby. I was kidding. I love everybody that was on, everybody that will come on. If you listen, I hope it blesses you. It surely blessed me to be in a position of learning today. You know, God is always teaching us if we're willing to hear and listen. And I got a true learning experience today. So I'm about to get up off of here because I am driving, and these people out here can't drive. So if I crash, it ain't going to be my fault. It's going to be their fault. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I was on live talking to the people, the officer. Love y'all. Bye.